Also should say, there's definitely an echo in here and there's nothing I can do about it because our house is absolutely empty. I saved all of my packing materials that I usually save. I didn't let the movers take it because I wanted to just use them to sort of secure the plants in here so they're not shifting around a ton, because they're all in like clay or ceramic pots and I don't want them to crash against each other and break. So that is why I've done that. But I'm just gonna go around and grab those plants that I think would be okay in here and would be the proper height. So they'd have to be like no taller than this section, and just see what happens. This is the first tray that is filled and it looks just delicious. All of this beautiful foliage. This is a spider mite nightmare, so there's a good chance that someone in here has spider mites based on my luck. So I'm going to be doing some treatment, like just some topical spraying of spider mite spray, and then also with some watering spray. What is it called? With some systemic, I'm going to be watering in with some stuff, just because number one, plants are more susceptible to pests when they're under stress, and moving is a really big stressor for them. And number two, I always have spider mites. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm just the queen of spider mites. So anyway, that would be this full tray, and this stuff is not moving around. I thought that I would need to use more of these like air pockets, like those things right there, but I got them to be filled in like pretty nicely, and then I just put in the air pockets where I didn't have any more plants. So this is pretty much it for my smaller plant collection. Other than what's in the like humidity area, I have a lot of small plants in the humidity area, which I could fill in this little space right here. Let me pull this back, which I could fill in right here later on, but for now I'm just gonna leave that. I do have a taller one, so I'm gonna do the taller one now with some bigger plants that will be okay to be in a weird situation for the time being. I'm not going to like stack them and keep these plants in the dark. I'm just going to like set them next to each other, next to a window, so it would be a similar place to where they were living, because I don't want to shock them too much because they will be in the dark for a few days. Leo is so excited. He just has been so good throughout this entire move. Like, I was kind of concerned that he would feel really anxious or start acting weird, but he's been such a good boy. Even when all the movers and everything was here, like, he was like, they're all here for me. He's doing so good. We're very thankful to have a good puppy like him, huh, Leo? Yeah. Okay, second crate. Let's get after it. Huh, Leo? Let's go get the second crate. Okay, so I'm gonna take you around to the rest of my plants so you can see sort of what's going on and what I have left. So I have not packed any of the cactus outside. Obviously, those I'm a little nervous about, to be honest with you. So I have these 5 pothos that I'm using for an experiment. The experiment is now finished. My soil is now out. I actually made a houseplant soil with one, I'm using my mic as a mic. I don't know how this is gonna go. Trying to avoid the echo here, but I made a houseplant blend with a local Tucson soil company, and you can buy it on Amazon. It is linked down below, or if you're in Arizona, it is in a lot of Arizona retailers. So just a little self-plug there. But anyway, so now that that experiment is finished, I think I'm going to give some of these to my mom. She really likes pothos. She finds them simple to take care of. Leo, aren't pothos so easy? They're so easy. And then in here is really where things get crazy. These are a lot of my bigger plants. I do have some more pothos up there and pothos right there and adansonii. So those are probably the last remaining like low plants, but the rest of these are all upright and are going to need taller areas, and they probably will not be in any sort of crate, but they'll just be freestanding and like tethered to the U-Haul in some way, like against the walls. So yeah, that's what's going on over here. I thought I would just give you like a brief overview of this. Sorry, it's so backlit. There we go. There's a little better. So that's my biggest monstera, which really needs to be repotted actually. Maybe I'll do that before I leave just to get that done. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on in here. I thought I would just give you an update. And oh wait, my bathroom. How can I forget about the bathroom? What are you doing in the bathtub? Did you guys just see him in the tub? So all of the plants that were sitting on that windowsill right there, which was one of my favorite places for plants, they're all packed away now. And left, I have this little peperomia, which I was watering. And this, oh, I forgot about some plants in here. Whoops. Okay, anyway. This Calathea orbifolia, which definitely will be in my car with me. It looks very thirsty. I need to water that. And then like a lot of my bigger anthurium are in here. And I'm gonna pack those similarly to the anthurium in the greenhouse. And then I have this really big syngonium and a mame and then a sansevieria right there. So that's what's going on with all of this kind of stuff. And clearly everything is a mess, but I also have all of my plant supplies that I need to be packing. Let me just open up this cabinet so you can see what that looks like. So down here is like all my pots and pest control. In here is just plant supplies I don't use very often. More pots, sphagnum moss in that, and then just some random stuff, and then a bunch of soil stuff. So this is my soil mixture with Tank's green stuff. Again, this size is on Amazon right now. We are going to be getting the 8-quart and 16-quart sizes. They are a little bit more to ship, but this soil is worth it, I promise. It's very beautiful. Anyway, that's what I've got going on as far as my plant stuff. I would like to go through this and organize it and hopefully get the lid on it so that it's closed. That would make my life a lot easier as far as moving that crate goes. And then yeah, that's it. I just need to pack the rest of this stuff and give away a few plants. And looks like we're in the money. Huh, Leo? We're doing good. All right, so it is the day of the move, and I want to just quickly show you all of the plants in their boxes ready to go. I ended up putting a lot of my plants in these trays, but what I couldn't fit, I put in tall boxes, and I sort of left the tops up. I didn't fold it down and just taped around it so it would be extra strong. This is in where I had some plant supplies, and then also this is how I packed my greenhouse plants so that they would be super, super secure in there. And then here are my flat trays that I will be stacking. And honestly, it went pretty well. I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to go. And here they all are in the back of the U-Haul. Okay, so I'm very red-faced, but my house is empty. My amazing family helped us load the U-Haul in our cars. We had just enough room in the U-Haul. Huh, Dad? Barely. It was a little bit of a Tetris game. So yeah, we're just kind of cooling off a little bit before we have to go and leave. But it's like definitely over 100 degrees. It has to be. Let me see. It has to be. 94. It's currently 94 degrees. Imagine moving all your stuff in that. At least it's not like summer. But anyway. That's what's going on, my empty house, my family's here. Should I give it an empty apartment tour? Well, there's really not much to it. This is the apartment. Oh, I need to put this in the car. I forgot about this shelf, so it was sitting there still. My mom asked about it. It's the only reason I remembered. But yeah, lovely kitchen. I'm gonna miss this kitchen, it was very lovely. Our living room and dining room is all one big thing. My sister. Bathroom over here, bedroom 1, which was where I filmed everything with that in the background, and then our room, which I never showed because it is literally this dark all day long in here, which is great for sleeping but terrible for filming. Leo, how are you doing with the move? But yeah, that's the update as of now. All the plants are loaded. We fit all of them in the U-Haul besides 2 boxes. So there's a box in Daniel's truck, and then like the more sensitive plants that were in my greenhouse are in my car because those are special. They need a little bit more attention, a little bit more heat sensitive. So the rest of them are out in the U-Haul, and as soon as we leave Arizona, it's gonna be like 20 times cooler. So I'm not worried about the weather at all. They'll be able to